Hi, this is a quick video on ways to run retros in Sharktower. It was a question we recently asked, and we actually went out and asked some of our key customers and actually observed how their users are running retros, whether those retros are at the end of agile sprints, or whether they're at the end of activities or major milestones or work, or project achievements in waterfall. The concept of actually key points, holding retrospectives, captions, lessons learned, but also continually improving how you're delivering going forward is a fundamental of any type of project delivery, whether you're agile, Kanban, waterfall, whatever. So we'll give a quick overview of how some of our users are using Sharktower and how they structure their retrospectives. One of the first things that we see as best practice is actually just focusing on the plan, actually reflecting on where have we come from, what have we achieved, what major milestones have we overcome, like system go lives or whatever, or MVPs at the end of sprints or sprint goals achieved. So actually, again, always looking through the plan. And then, there's a number of ways that, our users will focus their retros. One of the first things is to look at how do we just look at the work that we've done. And that's to start, by creating a stand-up, and that stand-up can be called retro. It can be part of your normal sprint stand-up, so you add the details, give it time, etc. We're going to capture that meeting. So this might be longer than a normal stand-up. This is going to be a retro. We're going to have a good time to sit and reflect, and you can actually link that to specific activities or work streams or themes or squads or whatever way you're working, or sprints. So you can focus, or you can look at the whole project. But say we're just going to look at, say, the business change activity here, and actually it's going to be Lorraine doing it, not myself, and she's going to have the team involved. She's going to invite along to that. So now these will probably be set up in advance and they'll be set up as regular recurring things. That's how we set our stand-up, and then we can start it. So this would be how we'd focus it. Key thing is to focus on the individual and actually give them time to reflect on what they've done, completed, what they've yet to do. Hopefully they've at a point here they've completed a significant amount of stuff, or they might still be blocked. So we might want to focus on what Murray's achieved, what he's learned through that process, but also why did we get blocked? Why are we not able to finish that? Is there any comments in there? Is there any history that we need to look at? Is there any related stuff that's caused that? So a good opportunity to reflect on how we're delivering, what's went well, what's not, how to remove blockers in the future. And then as we're going, someone will be capturing anything that we have learned from that as we go. So this could be suggest designer part of squad. So might be that we keep hitting design queries. So actually that would be a good idea if we could get a designer to have some dedicated time in the squad or full time, whatever is required. Be on a sign, we could determine what priority that is, but it's not associated to any sprint, deliverable, any scope item, but we can go and give that the retro tag label, so that we can look at that and review that in the backlog improvements. So we'll capture those things as we go, as people reflect on the lessons learned. So while that's going on, another way that we've seen people do it is also actually do it slightly more formalized, and actually capture it as one of the more standard weekly type meetings where we can have agenda for the retro, review sprint, identify challenges. We can record who attended the retro, and actually we can capture again those action items, suggestions, or lessons learned, such as maybe move daily stand-ups to asynchronous because we're all retro and working different stuff. Again, tagged as a retro item. The benefit of doing it a little bit more structured like this is actually we can capture more notes, some commentary on how the sprint went, how we achieved this milestone, and again that can be emailed out to all members of the project, of the squad, and can be saved as well. So we've got the history of that, and we can go back and review it. And then that means that we've got these items, so we can go to the Kanban for the project, and we can filter by that label. That was already filtered. We can filter by retro items and see what was suggested. What should we do right now? Actually, we really need to progress that, getting an SME in, because we keep getting blocked on regulatory things, so that's going to be high priority, and actually let's get Lorraine to pick that up so we can start actioning those items. So really good way to capture lessons learned, suggested things, and actually get them into action and keep them part of the project, so we can improve the effectiveness of our delivery going forward. Hopefully that was a useful guide. Just to reflect very quickly, it starts usually with focusing on where we've come from, where we're going, milestones, sprint outcomes, epics, what we've achieved as a team. Then using the stand-up tools to just help focus the Kanban, so we can focus on individuals, we can see what people have done or blocked on or not achieved. And then as we're going, we can be capturing those items as tickets to go and review later. You can use more formal meeting capture, again, which is great because you can see attendance and add more notes. Either way, we're capturing the same suggestions or things to action related to retros. So again, we can go and view them on the Kanban and periodically keep looking at ways to improve how we deliver. Hopefully that was a useful short guide to running retros in Sharktower. Thank you for your time.